Quick review of Caesar Miniatures Crap Prots kfz70 personnel carrier track. Yeah, for all I know, these trucks are all the same. It's just got different, the actual truck itself is the same. It's just got different numbers to denote what their purpose was. But anyway, apparently this is kfz70 personnel carrier, which I'm going to use for towing my anti-tank guns. And I got it really just because I wanted to see what the Caesar one was like. So yes, there's that. It's got its own little instruction sheet. And definitely far more parts than I'm comfortable with. So, sprue 1, sprue 2, lots of small parts, lots of wheels. But I may be overestimating or underestimating my modelling ability. So to me that's a daunting level of parts, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I suck at modelling. And a decal sheet. Can't actually see what's on them. It's kind of white, but you've got some what we call it numbers for the front plate. So yeah, this will be interesting to see how well I cope with modelling. Because the thing about the modelling is with me is like when I was 12 or whatever, my fingers were maybe half the size. So great big fat fingers now, and not so great eyesight either. So this might be hard, or it might not. We shall see. But I wanted to get it anyway, just because I wanted to see. Cause Caesar doesn't do a lot of vehicle models, but I wanted to see what it was like. So I'll put that together and report back on what it looks like. So update on the building of the Caesar Miniatures kfz70, and yeah, it's definitely well above my pay grade as a model. If you look at the instruction sheet, there's a good bit. The number of parts and the detail. I mean, this is not a criticism of the model itself, because if you're a modeler, this might be just what you want. Because there's all this stuff here, for example, all suspension, all this suspension stuff, and all this detail under the model, which I mean, it's like this is all stuff that's under there. So it's at the bottom of the vehicle, stuff to do with the engine and suspension and stuff. That's not most of it. Most of it's gone in the Hoover, because there's lots of very small parts, and lots of very small parts. And if I drop them on the carpet and couldn't find them again, that's that. They're going in the Hoover. So I'm not a modeler. I'm just a very slight nostalgia modeler. Sort of reminds me of doing airfix when I was a kid. But if it's too complicated or it's too small parts and stuff, it's just turns into it's not fun basically for me. But I say for a modeler, this actually might be quite good, because there's tons of detail. I mean, they've even got. I also even got stupid things like, it's not actually stupid, but I mean you probably can't see it anymore because I've got the prime room. But they even had parts for the different gear levers in the gearbox. So for someone who's a modeler, that might just be exactly what you want. But for me, it's a little bit more than I want. But anyway, so I don't want to knock the model, but it's definitely too much for me. But one particular thing I did like is there were these little rubber tyres to go on the wheels. I don't know, that just appeals to me for some reason. And you push them onto the. Well, I better not break it. But anyway, you push them onto the wheels after you painted them. So I mean, it'll look nice eventually. I mean, it'll be a nice little thing. But yeah, it's But yeah, so this is meant to be a review. So yeah, good model if you like modelling. If you want to make simple trucks for wargaming, maybe not. I mean, maybe if you're 12 and your fingers are, you've got 12-year-old fingers, then maybe it'll be fine. But for someone like me, it's a little bit too complex. But I say, I don't want to be negative about it, because if you're a modeller, it's probably fine. So anyway, I'll finish making it and do the final part. A quick note on the level of detail. I don't know if you can see that, but the inside of the truck body has got a spare wheel, which is all very good. But for me, I'll be whacking the top on, so it'll disappear forever. That's not a criticism. I say it's to show that if you're a modeller and you want to do fancy things and stuff, then having a spare wheel in there, having that off and having some crew and some stuff in there, it's probably a good thing. It's just it's more than you need if you're just doing it for a war game thing. That's all really. So final thoughts on the Caesar Miniatures kfz70. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good kit for a modeller. It's a bit too complicated for me, but it's done now, and I'll make a nice little tow for my nice little 37mm anti-tank gun. But yeah, I'd say it's more complex than I needed, and more detailed than I needed. So say good for a modeller maybe, but not so good for well, I shouldn't say good. It's not so useful for as a war game thing, in my opinion. But there you go. One down. Good luck. 2 bit.